Welcome to the Becoming Me podcast. I'm your host, Emily Cummins. BecomingMeTV has one mission: to encourage, empower, and equip you as you're becoming who God made you to be. So, as we lean into today's episode, grab your favorite cup of coffee or tea, a journal, and a pen as we discover what it means and how to embrace becoming who God uniquely designed you to be. And as we lean into this episode, I would love to hear what resonates with you, what is encouraging you. So share on social media and tag us at BecomingMe.tv and at Emily B. Cummins. Well, let's dive into today's episode. One sentence has been catalyst on my becoming journey. Hey, welcome to the Becoming Me podcast. My name is Emily, and I'm really excited to unpack today's topic: choose to be you. Now, in the summer of 2016, I had just moved across the country from Las Vegas back to Florida, started a company, and everything was going great, except it wasn't for me. While on paper, externally, everything with this company was succeeding, I wasn't satisfied. I wasn't filled with joy. I wasn't excited. And that was an indication to me that something was just off. That summer, I felt like I was on the brink of depression. And I found myself one day in my parents' living room sharing with them how I was feeling. And I just didn't really know what I wanted to do. And I remember sharing, I just didn't feel like I knew who I wanted to be, who I was. Without hesitating, my dad looked me in the eyes and he shared a sentence that has become a warrior anthem on my becoming journey. He said, "Emily, you know who you want to be. You just have to choose to be her." Like a light switch turning on, I knew he was right. And I actually remember standing up from that conversation, feeling freedom to step forward confidently, choosing to be me. In fact, that has become such an anthem that it's an entire section in my book, Becoming Me. And it's a tagline: choose to be you. There's a quote that my dad shares that I actually share in the first chapter in this section. He said, "What is really hard and really amazing is giving up on being perfect and beginning the work of becoming yourself." So first, Dad, thank you so much for sharing that just warrior invitation to me in the summer of 2016. Mom and Dad, thank you for listening, cheering me on, calling me up and inviting me to step into being who God made me to be. Now, I have shared before, if you've listened to any of the Becoming Me podcast or my story, or you've read the book, I am an Enneagram 1. I'm an INTJ. I am a type A personality. I am a planner. And so often on this becoming journey, and as a recovering perfectionist, I am tempted to just want a plan given to me. And so that summer, when I was wrestling through a career decision and feeling lost in what I was doing and tying that to who I am as a human, I just got everything upside down and mixed up, because who you are, who I am, it's not what you do. So often we're meeting somebody new and say, "Hey, my name's Emily. What's your name?" "Okay, what do you do?" And what you and I do, what our job description is, what your relationship status is, the number in your bank account, where you live, that is not who you are as a person. Who you are, I believe, first for me as a daughter of God, is rooted in my identity in Jesus Christ. That is first and foremost. Then, after being a Christ follower, I'm a daughter, a sister, friend. I'm an author, I'm a speaker, things that overflow out of who I am. But none of that defines me. So, the first thing in choosing to be you, I'm learning, is to make sure I don't confuse the two. Doing does not equal who I am in my being. Who I am then overflows into what I do. As a Christ follower, the first place that I look for how to become me is God's word. That's a litmus test for how I live out my life. And I love Galatians 6:4-5. And I'm going to read it in the Message version, because these verses, they really are, to this Enneagram 1, a roadmap. And God's word, I believe, is a roadmap for how to travel on this becoming journey. The verses say this: make a careful exploration of who you are and the work you've been given, and then sink yourself into that. Don't be impressed with yourself. Don't compare yourself with others. Each of you must take responsibility for doing the creative best you can with your own life. Galatians 6, 4 through 5. So, warrior friends, as we lean into what does it mean to choose to be you, first you have to know whose you are. I will link in the show notes the last solo episode that we did where we unpacked to become you, you must first love yourself. And I believe, again, my everything, the lens from which I live my life is rooted in being a daughter of Christ, a Christ follower. So I will always lean back on my faith. And so for me, I know who I am when I know whose I am. My identity first is rooted in Jesus Christ. So that's where I start. Then I apply the words that I just read in Galatians 6, 4 through 5. And when we read the Bible, it's not just reading the Bible, it's letting the Bible read us. It's taking God at his word and obeying and trusting him. And so when I read, first, I know my identity, who I am as a daughter of Christ. Then, according to Galatians 6, I make a careful exploration of who I am and the work I've been given. So to choose to be you, what's around you? What has God entrusted you with? Who are the people around you? Who is in your family, your coworkers? You begin stewarding well the overflow of your life. Now, as you're making a careful exploration of who you are, the work you've been given, and sinking yourself into it, according to Galatians 6, 4 through 5, one way that I really practically enjoy exploring who God has made me to be, there's several intentional questions. Now, becoming, it's an overflow of learning and growing. And I believe on this side of eternity, we never stop becoming. So it's not based on how old or young you are, your relationship status. Becoming is not an arrival destination. It is embracing the journey. And so that is literally why we developed the Becoming Me, Choosing to Be You planner and journal. And right now, I'm actually working on an updated version. So stay tuned. It's looking like 2026 will be the launch for the new planner journal. But in the current planner on Amazon, this is a framework that I use for how to step into every day, evaluating, and growing, and choosing to be me. Because here's what I know to be true: becoming, when I'm at home with a cup of coffee, before I've stepped into a day, talked with anybody, I can really easily say who I want to be, and who I'm choosing to be me. But when we step out into the day, well, if I don't have intentional steps set in place, it can get upside down really fast. So I have to have an intentional plan. I can't control what happens around me, how people respond or don't respond, but I can control me. I get to choose to be me. No one else gets to choose to be me. So I use this framework, and in the journal, we have this framework laid out where every month you outline becoming me. Like, who do you want to be spiritually, physically, mentally, and emotionally, with your family, friends, fun, professionally, financially. And then I have a category for other. You might have a specific hobby or something that you are becoming you in, and so you put it there. And after you dream up all the ways that you want to become you in those categories in that month, then we outline warrior steps, a step or two in each of those areas to be growing and learning. So an example for me in the mental and emotional category, I know I wrote, I wanted to read more consistently. I wanted to journal consistently. And so I knew that was a becoming me, how I'm going to choose to be me goal as I stepped into that new month. And so I'm able to track my warrior steps. It's all about making an intentional plan to apply what we read in Galatians 6. Make a careful exploration of who you are, the work you've been given, and then sink yourself into that becoming you. It doesn't happen on accident. It doesn't happen on our good intentions. It happens with intentionality. And warrior friend, you and I, we're becoming someone. every moment of every day. We are becoming someone. The question is, are you becoming who you know you were designed to be? Are you? For a long time before my dad shared that key sentence to me years ago, you know who you want to be. You just have to choose to be her. As a perfectionist, I would look at, okay, what an Enneagram one, what's the right way? What's the perfect way to do this? What do other people think? Um, and it's no one else's responsibility or privilege to be me. Only I get to choose to be me. No other circumstance and no other human. Becoming me is a gift I get to steward in my relationship with God. He's entrusted me with this one and only life. So now, as I talk with Him daily, I'm asking, who have you made me to be? I'm making this careful exploration. God, who have you made me to be? And then every single day, I'm charting out, God, I trust this day to you. Help me to make intentional steps forward. So, warrior friend, I don't know where you find yourself today. Maybe you are finding yourself where I was that summer and you're caught feeling unsure or feeling like you don't know who you are or what you want to do, or you're finding yourself placing your identity in what you're doing. May I give you the same gift today that my dad gave me. You know who you want to be. You just have to choose to be you. Today, pause, grab a notebook, a piece of paper, or in the notes app on your phone, and write out who you want to be as a human. You know it's in you. You want to be kind. You want to be an encourager. You want to lead people well. Describe who you are. And then on that same piece of paper, right, I get to choose to be me. You see, all of those attributes, it's in you. Everything that you could hope of being, experiencing, doing in this life, well, it's up to you to choose to be you. You are one decision away from being you, from experiencing being you. So, who are you right now? And are you showing up how you want to show up? If you're not, my warrior reminder, my name is Emily. I am your warrior friend. If you are not showing up how you want to be in life, it is not circumstance or another person's decision to choose to be you. Only you get to choose to be you. And today, this moment is an invitation to choose to be you. Write those verses, Galatians 6, 4-5, on a sticky note or a note card, put it on your bathroom mirror, take it with you, memorize it, internalize it. Every day when you wake up, ask God, how can I choose to be me today? And help me to see and own and embrace that choosing to be me, it is not based on what I do. It is who I am. And everything I do is an overflow of who I am. In the planner and the journal, one way that I like to make this really practical in a daily sense, and I'll include the link in the show notes. You can grab the journal, the planner on Amazon, or I'm about to read to you the questions and in your own journal. Just write them out. Every day as you start the day, list out 10 things that you're grateful for. Just write out, what am I grateful for? This is a powerful step in our perspective because every day we have something to be grateful for. Then write out, what's your warrior plan? Now, you and I, we're entrusted. We only get one body. And so choosing to be you while taking care of your physical you, it's really important. So, are you sleeping? Are you drinking water? Have you planned out breakfast, lunch, and dinner? And how are you moving your body? Those are the things that I measure every day for how I am caring for me, for my body. I only get one body. If I want to take care of it, I want to steward it well. Then I write out, whose day will I make? So I step foot into every day with intentionality, asking, who am I going to intentionally encourage? How will I make their day? And then at the end of the day, reflect. So, how did you show up in that day? And I think when we step forward with intention and then on the back end reflect, it helps us to grow, to become and how we're choosing to be you. lot of this, we're building new habits. We're building a new way to lean in, to be, right? So at the end of the day, reflect, what's one thing you're proud of today? Maybe you're proud of how you showed up or how you responded in a tough situation. Maybe you're proud of how you encouraged someone, or you're proud that you stuck to your warrior plan. Maybe you're proud you drank your water today. What are you proud of? Celebrating the wins when you and I choose to be who we are, who God made you to be, that's a big deal. And when we celebrate the wins, when I celebrate my wins, well, I am more likely to keep building those warrior muscles forward and choosing to be me. And then I also write down, what do I want to grow in tomorrow? See, choosing to be you, it's easy to say, and it's really hard to do. Consistency is our friend. And so I know from that moment, my dad shared those words with me. And I've embraced the words in Galatians 6:4-5. My identity is rooted in a daughter of Christ. Then I'm on this becoming me journey, choosing to be me every day with intentionality. And that's where my daily plan comes into play, my daily plan and my reflection. It's becoming you, becoming me. It's not measured on our intentions. We can't intend our way to become. We need to take our warrior steps in becoming. And that requires courage. It requires bravery. It requires consistency. It requires taking the perfectionism in our brain, setting it aside and saying, hey, I'm going to give myself grace. And I'm going to keep growing. I'm going to keep becoming me. So, warrior friend, who are you becoming? Who are you becoming? Are you showing up, acting as the person that you know you are? Because you know who you want to be. You just have to choose to be you. My encouragement, my warrior encouragement for you as you step into this day is to take the time to write out the questions that we've unpacked. Really sit and think through, who do I want to be? Who am I? Then embrace, only you get to choose to be you. Make your intentional game plan every day to take your best step forward, becoming. I sure do love you, and I am cheering you on big time as you're becoming who God made you to be, warrior friend. Keep becoming you. Choose to be you. Thank you for listening to today's episode of the Becoming Me podcast, where we encourage, empower, and equip you to become who God designed you to be. Make sure that you share what you learned in today's episode, a key takeaway, piece of warrior encouragement on social media, and tag us at BecomingMe.tv and at Emily B. Cummins, and encourage a fellow warrior on their becoming journey too by sharing this podcast episode with your fellow warrior friends. Hey, you know what, warrior friends? I love you, and I am cheering you on big time as you're becoming who God made you to be. This becoming journey together is a privilege, and I'm so excited to be journeying together.